Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake Scott rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down. Emo skater Ben with a devious grin.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Do you believe in karma? Log on to KSLSports.com to help raise money for a great cause and create some good vibes for the Jazz in the NBA Draft Lottery. It's the KSL Sports 241. Donate at least $2 to Intermountain Primary Children's Hospital in hopes of the Jazz recouping the winning basketball here in Utah. Go to KSLSports.com and donate your $2 today.
Do it.
All right, it's time. You may have noticed our catchy new intro song. It's What You Got Wednesday.
We're going to pay royalties on that thing.
It's if you're new to the show, Ben and I go head to head every Wednesday on 2 5-selection drafts, one sports related, one not, and then we put it out for a vote on the Snap Talk. Last week, Christian, I don't think it went well for me.
I thought you won one and I won one, but maybe I'm
Did
wrong.
we split?
Worst hair in sports, Ben won 75 to 25.
Wow, I got drubbed.
Best Jack Black movies. This might be the most lopsided victory we've seen. Jake, you won 89 to 11.
Wow,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm not even that big of a Jack Black fan.
Neither am I, but you took Nacho Libre, and I think that's the one people have seen. So
I
apparently people didn't like The Holiday.
love High Fidelity.
Yeah.
That's actually a good movie. And you know what? School of Rock is actually a good movie.
We did it in honor of Minecraft, which you have seen. I've not seen Minecraft.
I did go to see that.
Would you have drafted it now?
No.
Would it have made your top 5?
No.
I wouldn't have. Okay. Okay.
But my 7-year-old won't shut up about wanting to play Minecraft now.
Okay.
So that's nice.
Well,
so
get her on board.
So glad we went
It
to see it.
really is a fun game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's terrific. All right, what is our sports related draft?
All right, in case you missed it, Jimmer Fredette announced his retirement from the game of basketball. So today, in his honor, we're going to go with best Jims or James in sports.
Jimmy, all the things.
Yeah, all the variations.
Okay. So I have the number 1 pick.
Yep.
Is there a consensus numero uno?
Absolutely.
There is?
Yeah.
Because I would have said no to that.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm worried I'm taking the wrong guy.
Okay.
Going with the great Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. Yeah, that's fine.
Star of Mars Attacks.
I had him number 2 on my board. Mars Attacks again comes up. Jim Brown. Yeah. LeBron.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking last names. No.
Yeah,
that's
LeBron, the greatest James of all time.
Yeah,
He's
well,
the best basketball player
I would
ever.
rather have Jim Brown. Jim Brown is a bigger legend than LeBron.
That's not true.
Absolutely
It's
is
not
true.
going to be true.
1,000%.
Jim Brown will be long forgotten, though I like Jim Brown way before LeBron.
Mars Attacks, a million times better than Space
Jam
Jam
2?
the reheat.
What was the
Jim
car
Brown.
wreck or whatever?
Jim Brown
Train
was
wreck.
in the Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, whatever. We're talking about the greatest basketball player of all time, probably.
You could make an argument Jim Brown is the greatest football player of all time.
Maybe. You could make the argument.
All right. I'm going local here. Legend. Jim McMahon.
Good pick.
Jimmy Mack.
Was he
Quarterback
on
of...
the BYU cruise? I think he was.
Was he?
Was he?
Now, if he was on the BYU cruise, that is just an example of how any fence can truly be mended.
Yeah.
Because he and BYU did not get along for a very long time. And honestly, when Tom Holmoe was made athletic director, that relationship started to improve. But to improve to the point where Jim McMahon would go on like a sober cruise with the BYU fans.
Supposed to be sober cruise. I don't know anything about Jim McMahon.
So awesome. Jim McMahon. I'm glad I got him.
Good pick. All right, I will go with the better quarterback, with all due respect, though he didn't win a Super Bowl, right? Jim Kelly.
Yeah, he sucked.
No, he didn't, but he did not ever break through with the Bills. But like 5 Pro Bowls or whatever. He was a very good player.
All right. Can I get that guy later? I'm going to go with old Jimmy Johnson,
Okay.
the football coach.
Yeah. I'm going to go Jimmy J. I've got him on my list. Number 6. He's one of the greatest football coaches of all time. And like a fun personality. I'm glad he's on Fox in the mornings, and it's fun at Miami, and it was fun with the Cowboys. It's what you like. Pro Jimmy Johnson. I will take, because I think I'm going to be able to get a guy later, but I've got plenty of Jims and James on this board. I'm going to take Edgerrin James. Hall of Famer. Maybe a couple of seasons the best running back in the NFL. He was awesome.
All right. I'm going to keep it. No, you know what? I'm going to go with this. Another coach, Ben. Jim Harbaugh.
Okay. You hate Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but he has a lot of notoriety.
He does. Very famous. All right, which direction do I want to go now? I got a couple of options here. Because I feel like I have to take this guy somewhere. Should we take Jimmer off the board since it's in honor of Jimmer?
That's up to you, Pat.
All right, I'll take Jimmer. I'll go with Jimmer. In honor of who we're doing this draft for.
That's
I feel like that's a cheat.
Yeah.
I feel bad about it.
I wouldn't. I'm staying local, Ben.
Okay?
Jim Nantz.
Okay. Going all broadcasters or personnel or non-players.
Jim Nantz.
See if I can spell Jim's name wrong. Right.
Nantz.
Well, I put an M down for some reason, thinking I was writing an N. Nance.
I mean, you can't beat that old video with Jim Nantz interviewing John Stockton and Bobby Hansen in the hot tub.
In the hot tub. I want to mix it up a little bit more than this, but there's no reason to, and there's a very obvious answer here, and I'm going with the beard, James Harden.
Yeah, I wasn't drafting him.
Yeah, so that's why I waited for 5th. I knew I was going to pick him. I knew I could get him as late as I wanted, so I saved it. A lot of good Jims and James still that we left on the board.
No Jimmy Butler.
No Jimmy Butler. Should have taken Jimmy. Jimmy rules.
Over Jim Nantz? I don't think so.
Jimmy Graham. Very good. Jim Thome. Jim Edmonds. Some very good baseball players as well.
You know the only notable thing about Jim Edmonds? You know he made all those diving catches. That was his thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't because he was super good at that because he was the slowest player in Major League Baseball, and for some reason the Cardinals played him at center.
Yeah.
So like routine fly balls,
Yeah.
Jim's diving.
He was also diving for balls he didn't need to dive for. It's like,
Right.
let me make a highlight out of this.
The old, this happened in Little League a lot, right? The old catch, like it hits the glove and then,
Yeah.
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 That happened a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Recap, Christian.
Jake, you had the number 1 pick. You went Jim Brown, Jim McMahon, who was on the BYU cruise, by the way.
Nice.
Good for
Jimmy
Jim.
Johnson, Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Nantz. Ben, you went LeBron James, Jim Kelly, Edgerrin James, Jimmer Fredette, and James Harden.
That was a good draft. A lot of good Jameses. A lot of good Jimses.
This next one's going to be interesting.
The hard part about this next one is appealing to our audience.
Yeah.
Christian, what are we doing?
Let's go with worst acting performances.
Okay.
This is something Jake and I are passionate about.
Worst acting performances. And the list is long.
The list is long.
Is there a number 1?
By the way, my dad texted Jim Thorpe.
Oh, yeah, legend.
Yeah, good one there. I had one that immediately jumped to mind.
So did I.
It's not
By
going
the
to
way,
be one you picked.
the inspiration for this, we don't even need to mention
Yeah, 'cause
we
it
may
might get
pick her.
drafted.
Yeah.
The one that jumped to mind, and I love everything else about this movie, but it's almost impossible to watch because of him. Ray Allen in He Got Game is so bad.
He is bad.
It's
Yeah.
just, and I get it. He's an NBA player. He's not supposed to be a great actor, but it's so robotic. The lines are so poorly delivered that it ruins like a great Spike Lee joint, as he likes to say, a great Denzel performance. It just doesn't make sense. And I get it was supposed to be Kobe, and Kobe airballed all the threes against the Jazz. Like, I can't go star in a movie after airballing threes in a playoff game. Like, people are going to think I'm not working hard. Ray Allen, He Got Game.
This was going to be my consensus.
Okay.
because it was an acting performance so bad.
Okay. Excited to see what this is.
It ruined what could be the best movie franchise of all time.
Okay. I know where you're going.
Sofia Coppola in The Godfather Part 3. Frank Coppola was so desperate to get his daughter attention
Yeah.
that he cast her in the third Godfather movie, and she was so bad. Well, she wasn't the only thing bad about that movie.
Right.
But she was really bad.
And has gone on to have a great career as a director.
Director, but not as an actress.
yeah.
Sofia Coppola.
Okay. You know what? I will keep it within the Coppola family, and there's a lot to pick from here.
Oh, I know where you're going here, too.
But I'm going with Nick Cage.
Uh-huh.
And I'm actually going to take Nick Cage in an unpopular opinion in Con Air.
Well, that's a dreadful movie.
Con Air is great to watch. It is so fun to watch. But Nick Cage put the bunny back in the box is so bad. And he's got the long hair, and it's so stupid. Watch Con Air and enjoy it, but ask yourself if Nick Cage is doing a good job. And there's at no point where you're saying, like, I really buy what he's selling. It's awful. But yeah, give me Nick Cage.
My next pick is an example of a truly poor performance that ruins well, let me say I'm taking Russell Crowe as Javert.
I've got it.
In Les Mis.
It's actually 2 on my board. I didn't think you would take it.
Thousands of people have played that character. Thousands. You have to truly have a bad performance to be the worst one.
Okay. For it to be notable.
Like there are high school kids that have played that role that did better
Yeah.
than Russell Crowe. And how long had they been waiting to make a movie out of that? You know what I mean?
Right.
How patiently had they been to make Les Mis the movie? And then probably the most critical character, you get just a stinker.
Get someone who can sing. He can't sing. You
It's
don't
so
need
bad.
star power. Everyone's
No,
going to go
it's Les
see
Mis.
the $1 billion Les Mis movie. And it had plenty of star power in it. You had Hugh Jackman, peak Hugh Jackman, like post X-Men in his prime. If people didn't know, Hugh Jackman was a musical performer before that. He was going to kill it, and he did. Ruined it with Russ Crowe.
Ruined it with old Rusty.
Okay, no one knows this kid's name, but Jake Lloyd, and I think what you need to put is young Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
It's crazy how bad he is. Yeah. Same thing. You could have cast any person in the world. And, this is coming off of right before some great performances. I don't remember when, speaking of Haley Joel Osment, when Sixth Sense came out. If it was before Star Wars, probably right around there. And he's awesome. But Jake Lloyd in Star Wars, he just absolutely whiffs for... Is he only in the first episode, and then it's older Anakin in the second?
The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, it's bad.
And then Hayden Christensen takes over, who is not particularly good either.
Not good either, but much better than Jake Lloyd.
Much?
The third one's a good movie. That they're
20th
doing the 20th
anniversary
anniversary
this
now.
weekend.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right. I'm going to take this even though I loved this movie as a kid.
okay,
But the performance definitely does not hold up.
I know where you're going.
Kevin
Kevin
Costner.
Costner and Robin Hood.
It's Robin Hood and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I loved that movie as a kid. I still feel nostalgic about it, but the 90s, hairstyle and all the things, just not.
Who's Sheriff of Nottingham? What's the actor's name?
Oh yeah, he's great. Rest his soul.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman is so good in it and absolutely steals the show. And Kevin Costner's he doesn't have an accent, and then he has an accent. It's just a mess.
Yeah, a mess. That's a good way to put it.
It's funny, Kevin Costner really had it in the early 90s, but
Not there.
no shows there. All right. We're getting a little thinner than I expected because you've picked ones that were all on my board, so I'm a little surprised by that, but I think I'll have enough. I'm going to go with another great early 90s performance. Give me Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze in Batman.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
He could not do it.
Pretty bad.
Some corny lines, which is fine. That's part of Batman, but notoriously a poor performance from Arnold.
There's a number of directions that we could go here. See, I think I'm going to lose this anyway, so do I just pick my personal
Yeah, pick with your
dislikes
heart.
and then just because I'm going to go with Meryl Streep and Mamma Mia.
Okay.
why on earth are you miscast? She can't sing, like all the things. It's so bad.
You could have also gone with James Bond, who's in Mamma Mia.
Oh, yeah, he's bad
Pierce.
too. Pierce Brosnan. Yeah.
Also can't
Terrible.
sing.
No.
And gets that role.
But Meryl's character is supposed to be like 40 in that movie, and she's like 72.
Yeah.
Just not. It's bad all the way around.
All right, and then I'll do a recent one, even though there's more I'd probably rather take. Give me Tom Hanks and Elvis as the Colonel.
A lot of people are saying that. Yeah.
Awful. It's unwatchable because of that. I didn't get why they felt the need to put him in there. I mean, I get it's Tom Hanks, but that was a terrible performance. Which Tom Hanks has more commonly now bad performances than good performances, unfortunately.
Yeah, even that Coen Brothers movie he was in.
Yeah.
Where I thought, oh, this may have potential, and it was just a stinker, and he was distracting.
Yeah. Lady Killers?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it just wasn't good.
Yep.
All right, my last one, Ben, and this is not this actor's fault.
Okay.
Okay? Omar Epps
Okay.
in Major League 2.
Okay.
Listen, if you're going to get rid of Wesley Snipes, just write him out of the script.
Yeah, don't replace him.
Don't just replace him. I mean, it's borderline offensive, really. And it's not hard to write. Like, it happens in TV and movies all the time. You just write that character out.
Yeah, he went to the major, or he got called. He got put
traded
back
or
down. Yeah,
something or
right,
whatever,
exactly
yeah.
right. So easy.
It's not hard.
So many easy
Don't
outs.
just plug in a different actor and then just go. But that happens a lot too, I guess. But Omar Epps was not good in Major League 2. Major League 2 was not good.
Yeah.
And I don't really blame him entirely. But Omar Epps.
Yep.
Review.
Ben, you had the number one pick. You went Ray Allen and He Got Game, Nick Cage in Con Air, Jake Lloyd as young Anakin Skywalker, Arnold Schwarzenegger in Batman, and Tom Hanks in Elvis. Jake, you went Sofia Coppola in The Godfather Part 3, Russell Crowe in Les Mis, Kevin Costner in Robin Hood, Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia, and Omar Epps in Major League 2.
We missed some.
Tommy Wiseau in that movie.
But he's like
he
not
made.
an actor.
But he's not an actor, and that's not a real movie. But that's like a
Notoriously
one.
the worst performance of all time. Christian, a movie you and I both really like, Dracula. Keanu Reeves is unwatchable in Dracula. The rest of the movie's really awesome.
He is really bad in that one.
Kristen Stewart in Twilight. She has some moments where she's okay, and then she has some moments where.
You guys didn't even take who inspired this draft.
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz
I thought about it,
in Gangs of New York.
but then I took Meryl instead.
What else? I had one more on here. No, maybe that was it. All right.
She
I got most
was
of mine.
awful in that movie. All right. We'll put it out for a vote. Follow Jake and Ben on the Twitter, the Jake and Ben Show, and we'll get that up a little bit later on today. All right, wrapping up the show. Coming up next, Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, bro. You hear us every day with our crazy opinions.
Hey, what you doing?
Well, now it's time to hear from you.
Hey, great show.
Download the KSL Sports app and fire off your thoughts with the call-in tab on the bottom of your screen.
Your show is fantastic. It's the one that captivates me the most.
You can tell PK to stop singing.
She bangs. She bangs.
Let Jake and Ben know what you really think of the Jazz. Tell Hans and Scotty about your favorite barbecue spot or what color of tie JJ should be wearing on TV. The best entries will be played on the air. Download the KSL Sports app now and hit the call-in button to let your voice be heard.
I think you guys do an incredible job.
This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.